Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hello.
Creation Through Awareness. This is our weekly series where we explore the reality from the highest spiritual perspective. So, we are not talking about manifestation hacks or mindset hacks, but we are talking about the truth of who you really are. And this is where we remember that reality starts within you and awareness itself is the creative force. So my name is
Absolutely.
Viktoria. I'm a spiritual alchemist and astrologer, and I help women turn their pain into power using my heaven method. And I'm here today with my amazing friend and colleague Zaneta, who will introduce herself.
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon or good morning. So my name is Aneta. Uh, I am a qualified NLP and mindfulness coach. And so basically, we are here with Victoria to discuss a very important topic, which has not much to do with what I am doing particularly, because NLP and mindfulness, it's a slightly different way, but somehow it does have certain connection to the consciousness, to the reality of who we are truly. So thank you so much for coming, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure having you here, whoever is here right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Victoria, have
yeah,
an amazing topic.
yeah. Today we are talking about actually, we are going deeper into the topic of who am I, and we are going to be talking also about the I am and separation and duality. So I want to start with this sentence, a quote that says, "You and the one you pray to were always one and the same." And
Beautiful.
yeah, we are going to slowly unfold from here. And yeah, we are going deep today because this is the question behind all questions. Who am I? So we often hear things like awareness, observer, consciousness, which is all true, but it only truly clicks when you realize that the one you look up to and pray to was never separate from you. And this is something that most of us experience through this religious programming. This is also what you and I were talking about, Zanetta,
Yes,
that, our grandmothers were always praying to some outside God, looking up to the
absolutely.
sky. Yeah. And this creates this, how would I say, like,
This illusion of there is something somewhere out there that
yeah,
that they're praying for, right?
yeah, it creates this separation and also hierarchy. But this couldn't be further from the truth, actually, because you and God are one and the same. It's even, yeah, we're going to get into that later, but yeah, there is no
Yes.
separation.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think this topic is, for that particular reason, quite interesting because when you say the word duality, separation, and as one, many of us is actually creating a conception of meaning of those particular words. What does it mean that we are separated from what, from who we are separated? So
Yeah,
when you brought it up, so that just it's what it says. So before is actually there was I am, there's have to be awareness of that I am. And so when our grandparents, who we both coming from the same religion, which is Catholic, and the praying is actually played a very big part in their role as grandparents. And so I think this is where everything coming, that when we born as children, we get this experience of what we see. So we see the grandmother praying to someone. We thought that, oh, he's praying to somebody. And of course, that when you brought up all these years with a knowing that there is a separation, which we call God, universe, creator, everybody has their own particular word that is more closer to them. And so when we suddenly start to say that I am, and I am as one, then the question come out, what do you mean I am as one? And then, so this is where the exploration comes, Viktoria, right?
Yeah,
That we
exactly.
explore further. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and this is where we are going to start today. So we are laying the foundation, which is this oneness with God, because when we start to think about this or start understanding this, before anything, before any word, before any identity, there's awareness. And this is even what the Bible says, right? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
Yes.
And through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made. So this is actually this knowing of I am, of this oneness.
Yes, and this is where actually that the I am, as that the creator, we think it was something outside of us. And so when we actually come to a more the terms of why you are exploring the I am, then you discover that it's always has been within us, with us, that was emanating through us. And so this is where the illusion came, the separation. And I think this is the hardest thing for anyone to grasp, that word of the meaning and knowing and being in our everyday life, when we come to this term. So if I am that, what I am, what you said, and the third, what the Bible said itself. So then basically, how do I recognize that I am during my daytime or during my lifetime? So then it feels within yourself. So it's always with you. And, because the separation has been done and we've been living in that separated world for so many years. And then suddenly we have to change all that, even though that what we're talking about, that's the reality, is just our analytical mind, the ego mind is actually, it's somehow saving us, knowing that feeling of the I am.
Yeah, exactly. So
the resistance.
It's that quiet knowing within you. And, you know, many of us actually come to this knowing. This is also something that we touched on in the previous session. And this is what actually happened to me. This realization didn't come through meditation or reading or, it actually came when I hit rock bottom. And this is also, I think, the universal experience, or many people experience it like this, because they say like, I lost it all, or I hit rock bottom, or, I lost all hope. But this actually means losing control, losing this ego based grip we have on reality, because we were living from this false identity, and we were stuck in this control and doing. But when this shift happens, you actually realize this illusion and become the being. Wake up, remember who you really are. Right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think this connection with the I am, it's something so profound that we have to remember to ourselves until it becomes our nature of who we are. And so, as you said, unfortunately, that what we have spoken about last time as well, the remembrance of who we truly are is not something that we lost or we have to recognize something. It is actually something that always has been there within us. We just didn't remember. And so once we start to remember slowly awakening of the truth of who we are, then everything else somehow become as an illusion. But then in order to get to the deeper point that you live with the I am, that's a journey, that it's an everyday journey that we need to somehow cultivate in a natural way of not identifying ourselves as a human individual, but rather as one who is also the creator. And so when you said the doer, what we do now is that we are doing everything we think we're doing as here. But once you realize that you are as one, as a creator, then you know you're not on your own. And anything you do, anything you think, you create, it's coming from the creator itself. And I think this is the most challenge that everyone who is actually trying to live in a daily busy life continue as who you are, but knowing within yourself that person is not the one. And I think that's when the journey becomes beautiful, because there will be certain challenges in our life, and it's a journey of kind of like like a flow. One day you feel amazing and you said, yes, I grasp it, I know it, I was being in it. And then the next day you feel like, oh gosh, you know. So it's beautiful to talk about, it's beautiful to say what we're talking about, but it is really grasping it in an organic way it can be quite challenging.
Yeah.
And even though that we got it through suffering, that doesn't mean we still cannot have challenges that end up with suffering. But maybe we might just look at it in a different way once we learn how to be as one.
Yeah, exactly. So beautifully said. And even on those days when you don't really feel like it and you are questioning your existence and everything, you are still one with God, regardless, because this God and this oneness is unconditional. So you are it, whether you feel good or bad, whether you have a good day or a bad day.
Yeah.
So
And we will do have always good days and bad days. But then I think that's the beautiful journey, that once you know who you are and you grasping it, then that bad day can also convert into good day. And once we, what I believe as well, so when you know who you are, and you know that you are the creator, everything is flowing from you to you, then anyone who is within our life will literally mirror you back that who you are. And so once we learn that I am the creator and everyone is me, then I think this is actually a very beautiful journey, because we realize, as you said, that is we are unconditional love. Then that means everyone around me, we need to look as unconditional love. And I think this is where the beauty starts. So when we realize, then the problem that what we had before maybe is no longer a problem, because you know that just one part of you that belonged to the past, identified as a human like Zaneta, or as a mother, as a father, whatever, then I think the I am itself, it converts yourself into someone so profound and so beautiful that you literally, you give the shine towards anyone who ever cross your line or path. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the
Again,
mirror.
yeah,
Like
again,
you and me as well, like right now, we are talking and we are discussing and having exchanging ideas and experiences, but then what is the reality really?
yeah, and that actually brings us to the next part, which is separation and duality. And this is
Yeah,
where this, what you started talking about, comes in, because um, what is actually me and you, light and dark, good and bad? It's actually the way consciousness can experience itself, because if there would not be separation, then this awareness would not be able to experience itself. So I also like to explain it like, if there were no mirror, then you wouldn't be able to see yourself. And um, this is actually why separation exists, because this awareness, this consciousness, this I am, um, wanted to experience itself in many different forms and through many different ways.
yeah.
And yeah, remember itself as God. Forget and remember.
So beautifully said. What you said, it's absolutely true. Uh, because basically, the separation is not really a reality, right? I think it's more a perception. You know, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, everything that we had, it was kind of isolated as a self. And so basically, once you know that you are one in a universe and everyone is you, then I think that changes everything, because that gives you kind of a power to decide, to create. Well, if I am all that, then why do I want to be angry? Why do I want to hate? Why do I actually judge? Well, if that's all that, don't I judge myself? Am I hating myself? So, and that's the whole concept, that it changed all around us. So the I am itself, it's a beautiful concept, but then when we look at it in a bigger perspective, that's actually open up a totally different door to see things that we never seen before. And then we realize that we do have the power,
Yeah,
the power that we always had it within us. So I remember, Viktoria, how many times I heard that you are so powerful, everything is within yourself. But then it's all beautifully said. But then now we have to take it into pieces what that literally means. Why am I powerful? And what power do I have over whom? And that's the beauty, that is, you are powerful over you because everyone is you.
yeah,
And so what does it make you, literally?
yeah. Everything actually begins with you and ends with you. And it's all a perspective, which is, how you perceive reality is how you create it. So you always have to have that on mind, like to be aware of that. And everything is a choice. So it's all within you and in your hands, in your power. So, and also,
Yeah.
like, when you believe that the illusion is real, then you suffer. And also, like, this attachment creates suffering. So, when you
And
release,
so,
yeah,
no, please go ahead.
yeah, like when you cling to this illusion of identity, of this ego, when you forget who you are, you suffer.
And so that's what we've been doing all our life.
Yeah,
Since our birth, we've been suffering with
yeah,
everything. From the very baby, since we're born as children to our teenage age, to up until now.
yeah,
And so that's why probably the soul was literally screaming, come on, remember, this is not you. This is not why you're here. This is not why you came. Yeah, you came here to experience all that, but I think it's enough now. You experience all. So why don't you just take that big leap of faith and start to remember? I
who
think
you
we
are.
all are in
Yeah,
our journey, right, Victoria? We don't know how long we're going to be here. And everybody is on their own awakening journey whenever they are ready. And so when
yeah,
we are, then we have a choice. Now we have a choice.
yeah.
Either we stay in our victimhood, ego-based human being, or I decide, yes, I am that who I am, and that makes me powerful and a creator, and I'll decide what I want to be today. I decide how I'm going to live my day, whether peacefully or whether in depression. So after that, we cannot be ignorant. After that, we just make a choice, a decision when you wake up, how you want to live that day.
Yeah. Beautifully said. And yeah, I want to put an emphasis on decision, decide, because you decide. If you are God, then you decide how things are going to be, how your universe unfolds. And this is the thing, when you awaken to who you really are, when you remember, then you stop standing in life's way and life starts moving through you. This is what we were talking about, that you stop you stop being in this doing mode and you start being. Because when you be in this knowing, then life actually takes care of itself and everything unfolds perfectly. So let's go deeper into this I am and creation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
So yes, so now obviously that I am the creation, what we said that, it before the universe, before anything happened, before time even, because that's all human contrast and space, that was one existence basically. And so probably even now, while you are during your meditation, you have the void of nothingness. And I think that's the field, that's the manifestation where we all strive for all our life, basically. And so this is where the I am comes in, you know, because the I am as a creator, it's a very deep, contrast. Where is the creator? Why would the I am make me a creator? So if I'm a creator, I'm going to be able to create everything. But then if everything is already finished, then, you know, then you as a creator, what is that you creating really? For example, when it comes to manifestation, that I am as a creator and as a manifester. So what do you think this concept of the I am and a creation? Creation of what, and what to create? Create what? This is also coming up in a lots of it, questioning the creation question. What do I create if everything is already created?
Yeah. Going deep.
Yes. Let's do that, even if we need another chapter for that, because I think this is a very interesting concept, and I think it's very overused, overabused in a negative way, because, you know, I am as a creator means, does that mean I've already created everything and everything is already here and everything is within me right now at this moment? Just
Yeah,
asking.
we could say yes, because it is like that. Creation is finished, but there are infinite versions of realities coexisting at the same time. So it's actually you who decides. So you are the one that chooses which one to experience, and yeah, which one to experience. But to answer your previous question, I think that creation actually, the point is that God experiences itself. So everything is God. So it's only God experience God through God. And it's how I like to explain this. It's like a Russian doll, you know, when you take it apart, there's another one, and there's another one, and there's another one. And at the
Yes.
center sits the smaller one. That's the I am. That's the center of it. And you realize that you are not a fragment of God, but it's the fullness of God. And yeah, I mean, it is all God. All creation is God.
So beautifully said. Absolutely so beautifully said. And obviously with that also come a type of, when you have this knowing, then you vibrate already in a different level, that that's when you actually feel as a creator. Because when you don't know who you are, then it's a kind of lower vibration, and we tend to manifest kind of more negativity rather than the vibration of the one I am. And yeah, so this is where the creation starts, because how to even put it? The word creation, it's beautiful in a way, but you really need to feel it, because we've always been living as a doers. We never really brought up with the mindset of I am the creator of everything. In fact, we've been brought up with the knowing I need to work for everything. So as a creator, you don't need to work for that. just by knowing and being as a creator, you already increase that that vibration, that things coming to you.
Yeah, they come through the knowing that you already are it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest thing to grasp for us humans. So if everything is already exists and I already created everything, and then it's just now to learning how to tap into that dimension, as you said it yourself, that there is multiple dimensions, which is all working in a different vibrational energy. But once you know that you are the I am, then it is just a static one. And then from there on, you are just kind of pulling everything towards you.
Yeah, actually, creation becomes effortless because everything you create is actually coming from within you. So,
Yeah, and that's the sadness coming here right now. So then think about that. If what you said, which is absolutely true, if everything is coming from us, and then you look inside you who you are, I said, wow, it's so much things to change. So in order to become the beautiful creation of you that it's emanating from your energy, then there are many things we have to recreate. So anything whatever been thought before, right? What anyone taught us, that all has to go. You need to have that rebirth, that new awakening of who you are. And that's when the real creation comes through. Because imagine if somebody has many negativity or traumas, and everything is coming from us, then that person, what is create, is only that, what it can be within themselves. So how do you think, Victoria, how can we actually overcome this? Is there a way, like a simple way?
yeah, it is actually what we are talking about today. As long as you are identified with your ego and your traumas and your, lack and everything, you are going to keep creating from that point, that perspective. But when you really realize and wake up to who you truly are, then you realize that you were whole and complete all along. You were never, um, how would I say it? You were never anything less than whole and complete. And you start creating from that um, point,
Yes.
right?
Yes, I totally agree with you. This is what I started, this is what I'm doing. And so there are many ways, there are many tools, because just to knowing who you are, you first need to really feel it and to remember it during the daytime. So I think basically that's what what we're gonna go to the next part, which is that's where the awakening comes.
Yeah.
You know, awakening to that who you truly are, and then be top of it until it becomes the nature of your knowing. Because
Yeah.
I remember personally when I started, and my mind wasn't focused on that. I was still living my life as an old me. And then how many times I was really harsh to myself. I said, well, I know who I am. Why I don't remember that? Why I don't remember that every second of my life? Why I don't remember when I need to take a decision and my human ego goes back and try to solve a problem. And so I think this is the journey. I think this is the hardest part of awakening, is that who you are, but then also you have the traces of who you were before. And
yeah,
for
it's
me,
definitely a journey. Yeah.
yes. And it's if sometimes we have to remember 1,000 times a day, slap your face twice, like, hey, remember who you are. But then again, that's the focus. So, and I think this is the beautiful thing about everything, that all the resistance that we have to allow ourselves to flow, and we cannot always remember who we are. But once we realize that we lost that, and then just come back, it's just the focus, attention, right? Where our attention goes. So I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah, it's definitely our center, and as I like to say, our throne, where God rests. And yes, a lot of times we, you know, move from that place, but you can always come back to that center and remember who you are and create from that, and um, see
Yeah.
from that perspective.
Yeah. So as we used to say before, affirmations, now we just saying the recognition of who we truly are. So many times, if there is um, because the awakening is not something it's been away from us, it's always been there. The awakening to our true self is now to train ourselves of remembering. It's like a totally new journey. It's like when you're born as a baby and you didn't know who you truly are until they gave you the name, and then you've been living in a certain environment that you had no choice, but you chosen it back as a human baby. And this is what happening with a rebirth, with awakening, to forget everything that we ever knew, and then the one thing we need to do is just to remember of who we truly are, which sounds so easy. Oh, it's easy to remember. Well, it's easy to say than to be done. Then and I think many of us, probably that many years ago, when actually I came across, I think probably even I refused to remember, because once you remember, once you know who you are, you can never go back, even if you wanted to, because this recognition is so deep within yourself that your soul will not will not allow you to do that. That would be a total disaster. So awakening,
Exactly.
and then the awakening, it's that dissolve the ego and become and knowing that who you are. And I know that sometimes I sometimes literally I can hear it, how the ego try to control, and then the God self try to say something else, and it's like literally a beautiful discussion. So
Yeah, exactly. I also experienced that. The conversation between the ego and God, dark and light. Um, but at the end of it, all of these are leading us home. They are leading us to remember ourselves as God. And
Yeah.
yeah, so we are going to do closing now,
Mm-hmm.
just to check if we have some questions now. So is there anything else you would like to add to this?
Yes, actually, I do, because I remember through my experience, and even though even now it still sometimes can be not a struggle anymore, but then so once you become aware,
mhm,
and then we always need to return to this awareness, especially when we are challenged, or especially when we are triggered. So how do we actually return to the awareness of knowing who we are during the challenge time, during when you get triggered, during when you need to make a decision, or you are faced front of someone. So then I think what we could literally do, what I would say, is to give, perhaps we could give a one single advice to those what we practice, what we are practicing and preaching daily. What was very challenging for me personally when I started, and then obviously a part of the meditation that we do, morning or evening meditation. How do you do your meditation, Viktoria?
mm.
Is it the guided one now, or you just do the remembering the silence meditation, or you
This
do
is
both?
this is an interesting question, and this is also something we were talking about, you and I. And
Mm-hmm.
I told you that I've been meditating for like 10 plus years. I was really disciplined with my meditation every morning for 15, 20 minutes, even sometimes in the evening and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
but I realized that as my consciousness was expanding, I actually didn't need to meditate. So I can meditate and I choose to meditate, but I don't need to do it because for me, actually, every moment became meditation because when you expand your consciousness and awareness and become present to every single moment, then every moment becomes a meditation. So basically, I
Yeah.
would say that I live my life as a meditation
Beautiful.
now, these
Beautiful.
days. Yeah. What about you?
Exactly the same as you. Exactly the same. I've been meditating 10 plus years, very disciplined, 20, 30, 40, even more than an hour. And so then when I discover it's absolutely not necessary, but because that's also an action. And so when we know who we are, you don't take action. You just do as a natural thing. So the meditation is just to remembering, to knowing feelingly within yourself who you are, and then keep that beautiful energy flowing within your body during the daytime. So you take it with you, and as you are taking with you, you are that one. So you breathe, you eat with that, you think with that, you work with that. And if we do have challenges, then it's just to I always pause. I don't react. I pause, breathe, and then just remember who you are. And then you take different action, or you talk after differently.
Yeah.
You know, those emotions and thoughts, what we did before and have the sudden reaction, it somehow totally eliminate, and then you still stay in your peaceful harmony with the challenge. That doesn't mean you deny the challenge, but once you remember with the breathing technique and the knowing from your heart, it can last maybe 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds before you act. Is just more than enough to remember. And yeah, that's the only way to remember. And then remembering through sitting in, I do sit in silence now. So before I used to do guided meditations, I don't do that anymore. And I don't have time anymore that I need to wake up at certain time. You need to wake up 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 6. No, because if I am who I am, then I don't have agenda. There is no time because I am the time. So that breathing itself, when I sit in silence, the meditation is me. Even now, just talking, breathing, we're already meditating. Is that peace within. And I think that's the remembrance, is not to complicate it too much, just knowing this, just knowing that you're breathing and you're already there. I think this is just perfect for the beginning.
Yeah.
Until you can able to put yourself further and deeper and deeper. So yeah.
Beautifully said, exactly. And what I want to add to this is that even when I lose that center, when I deviate from my throne, as I say, it takes me like a minute or two to tune in,
Recalculate, yeah.
tune back into my breath, yeah, and return
Yeah.
to that center.
Yeah.
So amazing. I think we did great today. So let's do our closing reflections. I want to add a few questions to our audience that they
Yeah.
can contemplate on. So the first one is, where in your life are you still trying to control what's meant to flow? Really feel into this and
Yeah.
think about it. Yeah. Another question is, who would you be without the story, the title, the identity? So without all the names, all the, you know, titles you give yourself, who would you be? And
Mm-hmm.
can you rest in the silence before the words I am? So when you strip away all of that, what um, what is the thing that stays? What is the this knowing? Can you tune into that?
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful questions.
yeah,
And
and
then
let this be your practice for this week.
yes.
Um, and also, I want to say, take this road with compassion and kindness.
Always.
And remember that thoughts and emotions are the clouds and they come and go. But you are like the sun, always shining, always being the I am, the God. So no matter what is going on, the sun keeps shining, and so do you.
Mm. Oh, so beautifully said, Victoria. That is so
Thank you.
beautiful.
Yeah,
So remember that you and I we gonna do this closure together for our beautiful audience. Um, because I think this is quite nice. Shall we read it out together?
yeah.
Okay, ready, steady. Okay, so
You
you
are
you are
all
all
of
of
it
it
and
and
none of it.
none of it. The
Yeah,
divine
paradox.
paradox. You are not becoming,
You are
you are
remembering.
remembering.
Yeah. Keep this in your mind and your heart that you are not becoming anything, but you are remembering.
And you are everything already.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So before closing, just to see if anybody may have any questions or anything at all.
Yeah, I don't see any questions,
Okay.
but I think that we did great and I really enjoyed our
Yes,
session. Hope you did
me
too.
too.
Yeah, and see you next
Looking
week.
forward to the next week one, next
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Victoria, for being so wonderful as always. It's
Thank
always
you.
pleasure. And
Thank you
see you
for
next
being
week.
here. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.